Back on Wavy News 10 midday with updates on all of our breaking news. First, a potentially dangerous situation right now in Virginia Beach.
That's where more than 3 dozen sticks of dynamite have been found in an outbuilding on Shorehaven Drive. An outbuilding, we're told, is a storage building that's just west of Great Neck Park. Shorehaven Drive residents have been evacuated from the area, and we're now going to go to Lauren Compton, who just arrived on the scene.
Katie, we're right here at the scene. This is as close as we can get. The fire department and the police department have blocked off Shorehaven Road and Shorehaven Court. We're really close to Cox High School and a very big recreational center here, but I have been told that those areas will not be evacuated. Now, if I can, I want to just step back and kind of show you what's going on right here. This is going to be probably about a 3 to 4 hour process is what we've been told from the fire department. They found about 42 sticks of dynamite in that outhouse that you were mentioning. And actually what they have to do to detonate those, they have to drop each dynamite stick into a hole and let it burn out. That's 42 sticks, so we're talking about a long time. So what they've done is a lot of the residents along this road have been evacuated for their own safety, but we have been told that right now there is no current hazard, and that may explain that why the school and the rec center near here have not been evacuated. Now, we've been out here for a few minutes. We've been talking to some residents out here, and they tell me that a man who used to live at a house down here on the street had owned some dynamite, and he had lived there for some time. He had used the dynamite to actually destroy some trees in his area and things like that, but it's still not clear how this dynamite was found or at what time that it was found today. But a lot of residents are definitely concerned that this is going on right outside of their homes. And we've just gotten here on the scene, as you mentioned, Katie, and we're going to keep bringing you updates on wavy.com and also tonight starting during our 90 minutes of news at 5 o'clock. Reporting live in Virginia Beach, Lauren Compton, 10 on your side.
Hey, Lauren, hold tight. We got a couple of questions for you, and we realize you probably don't know the answer since you got right there. And maybe you'll see somebody walking by who looks like they know something about this. But when I hear of 42 sticks of dynamite, I get a little concerned. And then I hear that some residents can get permits to use dynamite. And we are wondering if there are any folks there in the neighborhood who are showing their concern about what appears to be a sizable cache of explosives right now.
Well, Don, from what I've been told, the person who lived on this home, where a lot of residents say they know that that person owned dynamite, he had lived there for quite some time. In fact, I heard from one resident who said, you know, back in the day, dynamite was something that you could get from the hardware store and use to kind of demolish trees and things like that. That's how long that resident had been here. So from what we're hearing from residents, it's possible that's why that dynamite was actually for the purpose of destroying trees in the area, because as you can see behind me, this is a very wooded area, and the trees behind me in this area are not that big, but I'm told that further down the street, the trees are very, very large, and that could explain why that homeowner owned those dynamite sticks that we're talking about. But we're going to be talking to more residents here, and it seems a lot of people are familiar with why those dynamite sticks are in that outhouse. So we're definitely going to keep digging and bring you some more updates on that.
Lauren, have you had a chance to speak with anyone with the fire department yet about how exactly they plan to go about safely disposing the dynamite so they don't get hurt during the process?
Actually, we're really close right now, and the Chief Valdez, who the person has been giving us the briefing on everything, is doing a press release doing a press conference right now.
We found approximately 42 sticks of dynamite that were in a container in a outbuilding or storage shed on the property here. The property's been in the family's possession for years, and they were unaware that it was there as far as we can tell. Our investigators are still trying to find the source, but right now it seems like it was completely unintentional that it was left on the property. When they found it, they went ahead and notified the local fire station. Our responders came out here, and we've activated the Virginia Beach Police Bomb Squad and then our investigation division, and then we have fire crews standing by for any potential hazards.
Chief Valdez, I'm Lauren from Wavy News 10.
But do you know why the family may have had dynamite? Could have been to clear some of the area back in the day, or?
Of course, our investigator's looking into that. He's talking to the family members. There's a lot of reasons why people would have had dynamite. Like I said, the property had been owned by the family since back in the 30s. So there's really no telling. It could have been military, it could have been industry in the area. There's a lot of different things that could have happened. At this point, what we're doing is the bomb squad has dug several holes. And what they're going to do is they're going to isolate the area, and then they'll have their robot go in and try and remove the dynamite piece by piece, and we'll burn it off in a slow controlled fashion into those holes. What happens is, because it's in a hole, if worst case scenario there is a small explosion, it's isolated in the ground. They're going to do that with their robot. And of course, the only danger at this point is to the crews who are operating in the area doing the work. Residents have been evacuated in the area, so that even if there were an explosion, there are no residents who are in danger. And like I said, it's just going to be a long operation, so we're preparing for these crews to be out here for 4+ hours in the heat.
Very quickly, how was this dynamite discovered? You may have mentioned that earlier, but who actually came across this dynamite? Because we've heard from people that it's been there for a really long time.
By the looks of it, and we're going to get some pictures for the media later, but by the looks of it, it has been there for a long time. Like I said, the property has been in the family's possession for years. What happened is they were auctioning off property. They had been auctioning off the furniture in the house over the last several days, and I believe they're going to try and sell the house in the future. So during the auction process, as they were digging through the storage buildings, they found it.
You said that you may be out here for several hours. Any words of advice, caution that you want to give to people who haven't been home, who may be coming home?
Right. Well, it's kind of an inconvenience for them at this point. I know it would be really hard not to be able to go home for 4 hours or be stuck in your home for 4 hours. But at that point, what we're doing is we're just trying to isolate the area. The potential that we'll have an explosion, we're doing everything we can to eliminate that. But anytime you're dealing with dynamite or an explosive device, there's absolutely no way to completely eliminate the hazard. So therefore, in order for the safety of our fire crews and the police bomb squad that's working in the area, we'd ask that they just stay either in their homes if they're there, or stay away from the area if they're away.
Chief Valdez, about the time that this detonation process is going to be going on, about 4 hours, kids could be coming home from Cox High School, kids
Absolutely.
coming home from the rec center. Has there been any consideration about what's going to happen when those kids start to come home?
Yes, ma'am. One of the first things we did is we did a reverse 911 for the entire Shore Haven area. I also contacted Virginia Beach Public Schools and the rec center. We advised them that their facilities are not in the danger area and they will maintain operational all day. However, the bus system has been told, and all of the students who would drive from Cox High School have been advised that if they live further towards Great Neck from Shore Haven, that they're allowed to come home, but anybody who lives from Shore Haven Court back will need to stay away from the area.
Thank you very much. That's just that is Battalion Chief Amy Valdez that we were talking about from the Virginia Beach Fire Department, kind of giving us a briefing on what's going on here. And so, as we mentioned, Katie and Don, it does appear that those dynamite sticks belong to somebody who lived in this home for quite some time. During the auctioning process, that's when these dynamites were found, and that's why we have this scene going on behind us right here to safely detonate all of those dynamite sticks. So we could be out here for some time. We're looking at 4 hours on this being detonated here. So reporting live in Virginia Beach, Lauren Compton, 10 on your side.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much. The Virginia Beach Fire Department and hazardous materials team is doing a good job of calming folks down, because it is very frightening when you hear about 42 sticks of dynamite being found on property in this day and time, with lots of concerns about terrorism.
That's right, and you just heard the battalion chief there say that their emergency crews are the crews that are in the most danger. She said residents are safe. So none of the residents, the good news there, are in any danger. So our thoughts are with the crews as they work to to extinguish that dynamite and try to burn it off safely in the ground. We're told that a robot is actually going to be putting them in the ground.